I almost forgot to turn on the mic. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about what is the best microphone for your video, especially if you have a Nikon. You want to stay tuned, so I'm going to let you know my exact thoughts on which audio that you should use, because audio is so damn important, more so than even video. Stay tuned, guys. So when it comes to using a camera, a DSLR, a mirrorless, whatever visual that is, if you have any sort of talking head video, you have three components. You have your camera, which is your visual. You have your lighting, which is so crucial to good video. And the third trinity is your audio. And your audio, if it's really bad, a lot of people can't watch it, especially if you decide to talk in front of a camera. So Nikon users are known, or DSLRs are known to have horrible in-body camera. And in this video, I'm going to show you the three different audio test, and I'm going to show you exactly with the mics that I recommend. But if you don't want to watch all the way to the end, the best mic that I recommend is Rode, and I am not sponsored by them. And I actually recommend for you Nikon users, especially if you have D5000, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 5600, you get yourself a Rode link. But I'm going to talk about this more in depth in a little bit. But first off, you don't want to use your in-body camera, especially if you're using these or doing these types of talking head videos. I'm going to show you why right now. So right now I am actually using the camera's in-body audio microphone system, and I put it on auto gain, so it is controlling how loud or soft my voice can be. And since I'm in a quiet environment, I don't know if you may or may not be able to hear the difference, but if you are a video editor and videographer, you will definitely know the difference between using a mic and using your built-in microphone system. And the next mic that I actually recommend if you are on a budget, especially for Nikon, is that you get yourself a VideoMicro, super budget friendly, lightweight, compact. This is just the right coat lining. The mic itself is super tiny, no battery required, and it just uses the battery within the camera. But the quality depends, the preamps depend within your actual camera. So I'm going to plug this guy right in, and I'm going to see how this sounds on a Nikon D5200. Now I'm actually using the Rode VideoMicro set on 10 audio recording level within my Nikon D5200. And the importance of avoiding using your in-camera microphone is that, one, your camera puts off noise. So whether that's your camera has image stabilization built in, whether your lens makes sounds, if you ever hold a camera and you listen to it carefully, it does make sounds because it is essentially a tiny computer within that camera. So one of the things to be aware of is if you don't have a decent mic system and you just use the in-camera microphone, when you're talking, you'll be able to hear the cameras, that the sound that the camera makes, especially if you rely on autofocus. And if you use a Nikon, you're going to constantly hear this on top of recording. So you want to be careful of what type of mic you use, and you want to have a high quality mic, especially if you want to avoid hunting sounds. So that is my budget recommendation, is the Rode VideoMicro. And don't you guys worry, I made in-depth videos on each of these reviews, link in the description. And if you watched this far, give me that freaking thumbs up yet, and hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can keep getting more of these videos. And the next guy I recommend, if you have a little bit more of a budget, I actually recommend you get the Rode VideoMic Pro. This is V1. There's a V2 now, which is even more fancy, and if you had the budget, get that. And I'm going to put that on my Nikon D5200 and see how that sounds for you guys. Now I have my Rode VideoMic Pro mounted right on top of my Nikon D5200 at a plus 20 decibel gain on the actual mic. And this is my go-to shotgun mic as you can hear the quality, this is my recommendation and is why I actually prefer the Rode VideoMic Pro, because it has a battery and it can condense the actual audio versus having without a battery, you know, more power, better audio. And especially for Nikon users, I definitely recommend the Rode VideoMic Pro over the Micro, because Nikon is not known for having in-camera great audio sounds unless you're talking directly over the camera like a vlog style and you're right behind the camera. And the last and most I recommend is getting yourself a lav mic so you can avoid staying away from the camera. You can move around and not have to worry about whether or not you're getting good audio, and that is through the Rode Link. And there is the Rode Go, which is a lot more smaller. You don't need to rely on batteries. But for me, this guy, I actually use the EBL batteries for it. Lasts the whole day, link in the description. I also made reviews on these batteries, but it kind of amuses me that the con of using this lav, the Rode Link, is that it actually uses AA batteries, and who uses AA batteries nowadays? But I'm going to talk about the lav and I'll put it on to see how it sounds for you guys. Test, test, test. So right now I'm currently using the Rode Link on top of my Nikon D5200, and here's the audio quality right here. But realistically, you probably want to go to your client. I've used this for client work. You just put this onto your client for interviews. Super simple. Easier if I had a mirror, but here you go. And the benefit of using a lav mic is that shotgun mics are directional, meaning that if I'm not directly in front of the microphone and I move, then your audio is not going to be consistent. Versus the benefit of using a lav mic right here is that no matter how or where I move, the audio stays consistent because my mouth is the vocal projection and it's right here. So you'll always get consistent audio. And I definitely recommend the Rode Link if you want to do interviews, and if you want to be more compact, don't rely about batteries, and you want to do USB powered. There is the Rode Go as well, but I prefer the Rode Link because I've been using it for so long now. To this day, I still use it. I purchased this 3.5 years ago and I still use it. But the only downside of using the Rode Link is that, not by my fault, but by my client's fault, is when I clip this onto them, they always tend to drop it, right? And the thing about this guy is that there is a twist on screw for the audio jack itself. And what ended up happening was, since this guy locks on, meaning that the mic itself doesn't unplug, which is good for recording audio, but if you constantly drop this, the wire is going to get damaged. And that's what happened. And I actually had to get a replacement Rode Link Go, which cost $100, which is unfortunate. But since I love this mic so much and it's still my go-to, I just bought a replacement, and it's still my go-to lav mic, and it's a mic that I actually recommend, as long as you take good care of your equipment and making sure your clients do not drop it. But I can't control my clients, right? They might be clumsy. But I've used this lav mic for over 100 plus videos. Audio quality is great, and most people can't even tell that I'm using a Nikon because the audio is so clear, as you can tell right now. And as well as, you can also use this mic for potential taking away the video and just using it for a podcast for your online digital experiences. And that is my video. That was a lot to take in in terms of what's the best microphone for your Nikon camera, whether it's mirrorless, DSLR, whatever camera. Even if it's a Canon or a Sony, I've used all these mics on all these different types of brands. It really depends on the brand, the microphone, and your budget. And if you want to check out all these mics, I actually made individual reviews on these on my YouTube channel. I'll link that all in the description below. And if you're still confused, make sure you grab my free camera guide, links in the description as well. That will help you to figure out what type of gear you need, what type of lenses, and what exactly do you need to make a YouTube video. And my name is Peter. You watched this far? Why haven't you hit that like button yet? And you're watching a Broke Visionary Collective, where we all start with nothing, but you can always create something. Cheers, guys.